Hey, what's up guys? It is I, Mark Yoon, and today I'm bringing another hopefully exciting video. So what I want to talk to you about today is sort of an open conversation about Soulcalibur 7. A lot of us have different wants and desires for this title. I'm amongst those people. There's a lot of expectations that I have, and we did a video before based on expectations versus reality when it comes to what we actually want out of this game, and I want to touch on a little bit of the things that I think have to be done in Soulcalibur 7 in order to keep the franchise alive and not, like, I don't know, totally crap the pot. So when it comes to Soulcalibur 7, I think it needs to take a book out of the pages of the popular predecessors of its past. So I think not only does the gameplay have to be solid, there needs to be toggles. And the toggles that I want to see or definitely should be implemented would be one, in ranked mode. So I think in ranked mode, there should be no character creation allowed. There should be, if you want a ranked mode for character creation separately, that should be its own thing. But I think character creation needs to stay out of ranked just because of the fact that the hitboxes are affected based on the character sizes that they can create. And in turn, with that in mind, they're going to be thinking about that for competitive reasons anyway, so that would actually free us up to have better resources put into the character creation engine if they know that there's a dedicated server for it. Outside of that, I think that we need not too many new characters, but a couple new characters, and they just have to be really pertaining to the story, and at least finish off the potential Season 3 of Soulcalibur 6 was supposed to be, and give us those characters in the base roster just to appease the fans of those classic characters. Beyond that, there's some other things that I want to see. I want to see a either toggle for reversal edge, a nerf for reversal edge, or a removal for reversal edge. I think the consensus amongst most people is that yes, at high levels of play, reversal edge is easy to negate, but most people don't actually initiate reversal edge in high levels of gameplay. But at casual levels, the spamming is ridiculous, especially when you're playing against the AI and the computer in the actual game itself. So I've been always saying the reversal edge, if it needs to stay, needs to be nerfed by costing meter, because the way that it stands now, you actually gain meter from using reversal edge, and you can also follow it up directly with a super, which is like a 40% health bar reduction just for tapping 2 buttons. And I think that at a gameplay point, that's like not only obnoxious, but it's kind of cheap. But as flashy and fun looking as those supers are, reversal edge is pretty boring, and I would like to see reversal edge dealt with in some capacity. The next thing that I would like to see is better production value, which I think a lot of people also agree with me with. There are cinemas in Soulcalibur 6, but because of the budgetary constraints of that game, a lot of the production was put into the actual gameplay as opposed to reading text on screen. I know a lot of people didn't play like Libra of Souls, which has a ton of lore content, a ton of game modes that are actually trapped behind. Like you like the endless battles from Soulcalibur 5 and you miss them, they're in Libra of Souls via the portals. Do you miss towers, and do you miss like stages having different effects like slippery water or stuff like that? Guess what? They're also in Libra of Soul. They're just at like different points in the different stages. You want like hidden boss characters like we had in Soulcalibur 2? Well, we have an entire group of ancients that are like the masters of the weapons that you're wielding after you level them up. You want RPG mechanics from Soulcalibur 3? They're also in Libra of Souls by leveling up the weapons and unlocking like clone play styles and unlocking different like attributes for those weapons. It's all there. It's just stuck behind Libra of Souls, which people don't want to play because it's boring. Like there's literally just text on screen telling the story. Even the bonus characters from Soulcalibur 3, some of them make an appearance, like Arthur and like Chester. There's just like a lot of stuff behind that mode that is really Soulcalibur and makes Soulcalibur Soulcalibur, but a lot of people won't even give it a chance because once you play it for like an hour, you're kind of bored of just like reading the text on screen and moving around with a ship, which is like kind of old school to say the least, and especially when it's compared directly to Chronicles of the Sword, which is a far superior mode. But it is what it is. So I think that they definitely need to put some more production value into adding cinematics and making the game more flashy when it comes to that. What else I think they need to do, or needs to be made available at least, is the races, if they're going to stay, need to not lock any content behind them. All the races should be completely editable, and you should be able to just use them as a base, not as like a master. And you should definitely be able to have all of the content that's locked for certain races to be equipable for every other race. That way you're not stuck like having to spend hours trying to find a mitigation to a simple solution that's already there. And when we're going with character creation, I also want to be able to equip more things than we can now, especially stickers, tattoos, and just number of items available. I want to see alongside of that is symmetrical stuff. So we need to have left arm, right arm, not just arms. We need to have a left leg, right leg, not just legs. This goes for the equipment also, the armor, not just for the stickers itself. And another thing that I want to see with character creation is I want to see more editable weapons. So now you can actually apply stickers to weapons in Soulcalibur 6, but I would like to see you be able to unlock and customize things like the hilt, or like the sheath, or like the handles, any number of things that's not going to affect the hitbox or make the gameplay messed up in any way. I would like to see that kind of advantageous thing. Another thing I want to see back with the weapons is joke weapons. There are some joke weapons in the game, but I want to see everybody have like a cool version of those joke weapons, and everybody also should have a version of Soul Edge and Soulcalibur in their roster. That's something I think a lot of people want, and I want to see that come back. Another thing that I would think they should work on is really getting Unreal Engine 5 to work for them. I want to see the graphics in this game being super pretty, and like there's no excuse when we see things like Tekken 8 and their graphics look gorgeous on the same engine. So if we're going to go all out, we need to go all out and bring Soulcalibur back so we get more souls burning than ever before. Now, other things I want to see with gameplay is I want to see a balanced mode. So when you're having a gameplay like trial, I want to be able to see that like there's actual balance to it, which means taking in all the gimmicks. There should be a classic mode, and there should also be a Soulcalibur 7 mode, or modern mode. Classic and modern, we can call them, like they did in some other games. Now, what does that look like? I think in classic mode, they should be balanced, which means all the hits do the same amount of damage, unless you're pulling off combos, in which like combo strings should have like a maximum cap point, and also there needs to be a disabling of juggling and wall bouncing. Plus, I also want to see reversal edge taken out, supers taken out, criticals taken out. All that stuff for the classic mode needs to be taken out, just so like you have a classic straight up skill versus skill, and then all the flashy stuff you can put in modern. I would like to see that be a toggle for online play, as well as the ranked and unranked versus matches and tournaments. So that's just like a few things that I want to see. There are a ton of other things that like I want to see in Soulcalibur 7, but I think those are the things that like most people generally want to see. And I think from me making videos on this game since before it came out, there's like a lot of comments based on these exact things. So I'm going to probably end the video with this, but I do want to hear in the comment section or on Discord your opinions about what you think Soulcalibur 7 needs to look like. Any of your thoughts are always welcome in the comment section down below, guys. And as I always say, I love it. Thank you.
And thank you.